What do they call a Tesla in Germany? A Volkswagen. Greetings, Dr. Dan, the baby boomer man here with my second video on my Tesla Model 3 dual motor extended range electric vehicle. Two quick reminders before we start. First of all, please use my referral code if you are going to purchase a Tesla. You enter it in the URL address box either at home if you're ordering from home, or using the computer at the Tesla dealer if you're ordering one there. And it gives you 1,000 free miles at a supercharger. Second thing is, if you are a Tesla owner or if you intend to be one, chances are you are concerned about our environment. Please join the Citizens Climate Lobby. You can get more information at citizensclimatelobby.org. So in my first video, we reviewed what to do when you bring your Tesla home. And there was one item that I wanted to do, which was to apply a ceramic coating to my car. And I was told at the dealer that I should wait for 30 days. My car was ready to be picked up on December 4th. I didn't pick it up that day. It was not convenient for me. Figure 4 or 5 days for the car to get to Florida from California, where it was manufactured and painted. Today is December 31st, 2019. I can feel pretty safe that 30 days has gone by, which was what the dealer recommended, to wait until I applied the ceramic coat. Before I do that, a couple things that I've found since my last video. So let me introduce you to my little friend, Carl the koala. Carl used to belong to my parents. They kept it in their car for many, many years, and after they passed away, I adopted Carl. In my previous car, my Toyota, Carl clung on for dear life on a vertical edge on the car, and he kept falling off all the time. Was not happy. So now he's able to rest comfortably on the top of my computer screen. He doesn't hide anything important. The speedometer numbers are here to the left of his feet, and everything else I can see on his right side. So Carl looks very content. Everything okay, Carl?
Sure.
So I was sitting in my car one day shortly after purchasing the car, and I saw this button here, and I said, what does that button do? And it turns on the rear view camera. Who knew? The rear view camera turns on automatically when you put the car in reverse, but when the car is in park or in drive, you can still see what's happening behind you by pressing that button. The car got an update from Tesla, and a feature that it has received is something called Tracks. Tracks allows you to play music in your Tesla. This way I don't have to drag my grand piano into the car, which would be difficult. I'm about to place a ceramic coating on the car to preserve its whiter shade of pale. Procol Harum, 1967. Whiter shade of pale. Number 57 on Rolling Stone magazine's all-time top 500. If you don't have that in your music collection, I recommend that you get it. By the way, you don't want to hear me play and sing the rest of A Whiter Shade of Pale. Here's a trivia question. what is number one on Rolling Stone magazine's all-time top 500. I'll give you 5 choices. Hey Jude by the Beatles, Imagine by John Lennon, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. No cheating. At the end of the video, I'll give you the answer. By the way, I discovered the Trax works much more comfortably if you raise the console cover. Then your elbow can be lower and it's much more comfortable to play the keys rather than having this down and having more discomfort in your elbow and your shoulder. I also want to introduce you to the trunk in the back of the car and the front trunk, which is called the frunk. Please do not call the back trunk the brunk. That is not allowed. So there is a panel that can be removed in the back trunk. The space is perfect for holding my Igloo cooler. It gets a little warm here in Florida, and if we buy something that has to stay cold and we don't plan to get home right away, this is standard operating procedure for Floridians to keep a cooler in their car, and it fits in this space perfectly. So the frunk has everything that was in the trunk in my previous car, my Toyota Camry, except for 2 things, which I'll show you in a minute. 2 cars ago I had a Volvo, and came with a blanket, so I keep that. In my frunk, the Volvo also came with a first aid kit. You never know when it might come in handy. So I keep that in my car too. In the unlikely event I get stuck, I have these emergency devices that I can put down on the road. Paper towels, rope. This is a device that is for security. Okay, one end goes over the brake pedal, one end goes over the steering column, and then there's a lock, and it prevents people from stealing the car. Of course, the Tesla has many electronic safety features and security features, so I don't know how important that is, but meanwhile I'm keeping it. I doubt I'll use it, but it doesn't take up too much room. Two things that I took out of my Toyota Camry that I did not put into my Tesla. One is a lug wrench. There is no spare tire in a Tesla, so the odds that I'll be using this are slim to none. And the second thing is a toolbox. Again, when you think of the Tesla as being simply a computer on wheels, the chances of my needing to use a screwdriver or a hammer or a wrench are slim to none. So I did not put that into my Tesla either. Okay, here's an important safety tip. When you wash your car, make sure the mirror on the side is retracted. If it's not, what happened to me was I washed the bottom of the car, bent over, and as I got to the front, my forehead hit the edge of the mirror. Ouch. So when you cut your scalp, the blood gushes out everywhere. Looked like a crime scene here. Count Dracula thought he was invited for dinner. So you can't see it. The hair covers the cut. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't tell anyone about it. I'm a little embarrassed about it. By the way, what do you call a row of rabbits all walking backward at the same time? A receding hairline. So I bought the CarPro Sequartz ceramic coat. I found it to be reasonable price and got reasonable reviews on the internet. It comes with the bottle that you're supposed to shake first. Comes with an applicator and the pads that go on the gray side of the applicator. And we put a row of the Sequartz compound on it and then rub in a crisscross pattern. Also came with these two foil stickers. What they do, I have absolutely no idea. They recommend washing the car first. Not only the places that you see easily, but also the recesses where when the door closes, you don't see this, but when the door opens, you see it, and those areas can get dirty. And so I washed there also, both sides of the car, as well as where the trunk is, this area where the trunk is also, you don't see when it's closed, but it can get dirty. And so I'll be using the ceramic compound on that too. They recommend to do a area first on the car that's not too conspicuous to make sure that everything turns out okay. So I'll be doing these recessed areas first on the car. So the instructions say to work in a well-ventilated area. I'm in my garage with the door open and a fan blowing. It says it should not be very warm. It's about 60 degrees now in north central Florida. It says to wear gloves and a mask, which I'm doing. It says to put a bead of the ceramic coat on the applicator, close the bottle, and then rub it on in a crisscross pattern. Then wait a minute, and then buff it. Supposed to use a microfiber cloth. This does not come with the box of CarPro. I went to Lowe's and bought a couple of bags. Well, that didn't take too long, did it? Actually, it took about an hour and a half to finish the job. The instructions say to put a second coat on, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. The instructions also say to not expose the car to moisture for 24 hours. So the car will be staying in the garage even though there is no rain in the forecast. We have a saying here in Florida that if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. And there have been times where I've left the house when it was sunny and 10 minutes later I was in the middle of a heavy thunderstorm. So you never know. So the car is staying in the garage for 24 hours. It was not bad at all. I've done a lot more difficult things in my life than putting a ceramic coat on my car. You have other options. You can wax your car. If you don't mind doing that several times a year. Being retired, I don't have all that extra time to do that. I prefer the ceramic coating, which is supposed to last for several years. You can also have a professional in a body shop put on the ceramic coat if you want to spend $100, several $100s on something that you should be able to do yourself. Feel free to do so. The answer to the trivia question, which is the #1 all-time top 500 song based on the Rolling Stone criteria, the answer is Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan. I heard the news recently that Bob Dylan is getting back together again, so that's good news. So thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.